Misconception with tax abatements, I will say, is a lot of people believe they don't pay taxes. Okay, the truth is they do. They're calculated different. That's all, but they pay taxes. Anybody here who's a developer, you obviously know what I'm talking about. I will give you one example, and it's probably the biggest one, is just going up to 46th Street, okay, where the old Resnick's property was. Okay, so if you take the Resnick's property and the houses that were purchased by the developer, they paid, I think, roughly around $82,000 a year in property taxes. The building, when it's built, will pay $380,000. Most people believe that they don't pay taxes, that for 25, you give somebody a 25-year tax abatement, so they don't pay anything. The truth is, they pay a minimum of 5 times more than what was there prior. Okay, and our biggest problem is that we have a structural deficit. Okay, so when you take a structural deficit, and I'll explain that, is when I became mayor. I got sworn in July 1st, 2014. They handed me a key to City Hall. I put it in, opened up the door. We were short $24 million. So every tax dollar I collected, I was still short $24 million. And until we get that down to zero, we have major financial problems. Right now, it's down to 18. These tax abatements on these properties that we are doing now, that are in the ground now, will probably bring it down to 8. So over the next 5 or 6 years, maybe 7 years, we should be down to something where we can handle it at that point. But until we get there, financially, we're in trouble. And if we don't do this development now, there's no other way to pay for this. You know, prior to me, every administration was doing what I call one-hit wonders. Okay, so what they would do is take a piece of the base and they would sell it, take that money and plug the hole for a year. But plugging the hole doesn't do anything because that structural deficit came back again. So in essence, they were just kicking a can down the road. Okay, I am not kicking any cans down the road, and a lot of people don't like to hear that. But I'm not kicking the can because there's not much of the road left. In a couple of years, this city has no way to make up $8 million on its own other than going to the taxpayers and raising new taxes $8 million. And that would be catastrophic to the city of Bayonne if I had to do that. The most important thing we need to do is to get this structural deficit down to zero. Otherwise, we're in financial problems that, you know, at some point you may, you can even say that, if you can't, the state's going to step in. This is too good of a city to allow this to happen to any further.